Good morning, students. Today we will see the trade of Harappan people. The images, portraits, figurines, measures, weights, uniform script, numerous types of skills, granaries, that all are the proof or witnesses the trade of superior trade of Harappans. The Harappans carried on considerable trade in stone, metal, shells, everything was just traded by them. That's why they were traveling from one place to another place. Even they were doing foreign trade also. In some cases, common products have been found in all the areas, indicating some kind of trade. Various types of areas are showing the trade happened between the Mesopotamian civilization and Harappan civilization. They did not use metal money but carried an exchange. Barter system was used by that civilians. The cities like Mohenjo-daro, Harappa and Lothal were important centers of metallurgy. Means there was process happening on the metals. Producing tools and weapons as well as kitchenware and other objects for wide distribution. Various types of weapons and tools were made for for the distribution. Rice seems to have been imported to Punjab from Gujarat. Rice was imported to Punjab from Gujarat, that was just showed. Lothal and Surkoteda provided cotton for expanding townships of Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, Banavali, etc. Balakot and Chahundaro were the centers of bangle making. That centers were famous for making of bangles. Lothal and Chahundaro was famous centers for manufacturing of beads. As for we have seen, there was internal trade between the Harappans. Likewise, they had commercial contact with the western neighbors also. Lothal and Surkotra and Balakot were some of the important trading coastal towns which carried on trade with Mesopotamia and West Asian sites. Means they had contact with the western countries also. They had also set up a trading colony in northern Afghanistan, facilitated trade with Central Asia. They also created one trading colony in northern Afghanistan. As per we have seen that Britain was also interested to make colonies in other countries. The Mesopotamian records from about 2300 50 BC onwards refer to trade relations with Meluha. Meluha was the ancient name was given to the Indus region. Indus civilization region was given the name of Meluha. Mesopotamian texts refer to two intermediate trading stations called Dilmun and Makan. That was the famous trading centers of Mesopotamian civilization, which lay between Mesopotamian and Meluha, Mesopotamia and Indus regions. Dilmun has been identified with Bahrain on the Persian Gulf. Persian Gulf, wherever the Bahrain place was situated, there we can just see Dilmun. Possibly the trade with these countries used to be carried out by sea. They were using the sea routes. Mesopotamian text refers to Meluha as the land of seafarers. Mesopotamian text, whatever is written in that, by that we can understand that Meluha is the land of seafarers. Besides, the depictions of ships and boats on sails also indicate this. Instead of the Mesopotamian text, by the reference of sails and ships and boats, we are getting idea about the trade was happening between the Meluha and Mesopotamia. Harappan merchants were exporting to and importing goods from West and Central Asian sites. Gold was imported from North Karnataka and Afghanistan, copper from Rajasthan, South India, Baluchistan and Arabia, lead from either East or South India. Means they had trade communication with all surrounding regions. Then we have to see what type of measures and stone weights were used by them. A number of stone weights were discovered from excavation. Excavation is digging process. By that, the weights and measures was found to the archaeologists. The Harappan people were used sets of cubical stone weights. Cubical stone weights were used by the Harappan peoples. The basic unit was 16th. That is modern 14. That is as equal as modern 14 grams. The larger weights were multiples of 16, like 32, 48, 64, 128, and so on. Means multiplication was just happen on the by the 16. Likewise, we can just see that 25 gram, 50 gram, 100 gram, 250 means like that. We are just saying nowadays, but previously that was like that, multiples of 16, 16, 32, 48. We have to see now transportation. They were using, at first we have studied by the trade that they were using ships and boats. Same way they were using a terracotta model of cart is given here on page number 12. You can see several representations of ships were found on seals at Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. We are getting idea about the about the transportation by the seals of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. A terracotta model is just shown on that seal, which is a ship that was discovered from Lothal. It is just pointing to the use of ships. Boats were also used to carry goods from production centers to cities. For inland travel, there is enough evidence from terracotta models of bullock cart also shown there. They found a terracotta model of bullock carts. Copper or bronze models of carts with seated drivers were also found from Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. That type of models also they found. Carts used in those days resemble the modern ekka. Carts were also used. Likewise, we can just see that modern ekka. Ekka means horse cart. Now we have to see art and craft. All the works of Harappan art, including figurines of clay and terracotta. They were using clay and terracotta for making the figurine statues. Stone and bronze sculpture also. Sails and beads are products of skilled craftsmen. A piece of woven cotton was discovered from Mohenjo-daro, and textile impressions were found on several objects. Means what? Woven content. Woven cotton also discovered from the Mohenjo-daro, and textile impressions found on several objects. This shows weaving was an important craft. Means we are getting idea about that ancient time of Harappan people was used the woven cotton. The Harappans practiced boat making. They were making boats, seal making, and making terracotta articles. That was important craft. The subjects portrayed on the seals and terracotta figures include human being. Means we can just see that you can just see here on page number 12 only sculpture and Harappan pottery is given here. So by that we are getting that they were just using terracotta for making articles. That was important craft. The subjects portrayed on the seals and terracotta figures include human beings, animals, and birds. The human figurines were shown wearing heavy ornaments and jewelry. Means it is just showing they had interest for using the jewelries. Among the inanimate objects, the most common were terracotta models of bullock carts and flues. Flues we can just show in the farm. The goldsmith made jewelry of silver, gold, precious stones. Likewise, today only, Harappans also knew the art of bead making. They had sense idea of making of bead. Harappans produced their own characteristic pottery, which was made glossy and shining. Means they had idea to make potteries shiny and glossy. Earthen vessels and pottery crafted on the potter's wheel. They were using to make crafted the pots and potteries to make it more effective or more decorative. Were decorated with black geometrical designs. The large jars with narrow necks and red pots with black decoration bear evidence of their artistic skills. If we will look towards that type of decorative pots, then we are realized that they had the artistic skill. Now we have to see the sculpture. Harappan artists were skilled sculptors, means they had the sense of best sculpture. A large number of stone images have been found. Various types of images were just found, like girls, horse, animals, bullock cart, clues. The statue of bearded man is also a sculpture. Then you have just read about that Bengal girl. Man found Mohenjo-daro as well known for. We can get more and more idea from the sources about the sculpture. The bronze statue of dancing girl. For detail we can just see in the sources. That was found Mohenjo-daro, that is another masterpiece of art. First one is bearded man and another one is dancing girl. Besides the dancing girl, a number of bronze figures of animals, buffalo and rams, and some models of carts have been unearthed. Means that also found. Terracotta figurines have been found in large numbers from the Harappan settlements. They were perhaps used as toys or cult figures. Means they might be using as per the toys for their children. Large number of male and female figurines have also been found. Various types of figures or figurines of male and female also found there. The sculpture in metal was done through the special lost wax process. Means various types of metal. The sculpture of metal was just used by the lost wax process. In that process, wax figures were covered with a coating of clay. Then the wax was melted by heating, and hollow mold thus created was filled with molten metal, which took the original shape of the object. Means what? For in the process of lost wax process, they were just using the clay. They were just putting that wax in the clay, and whatever shape they wanted to give, afterwards they were just making heating or melting heating that figurines, and afterward whenever the wax is melting, they were making it cool, and afterward the figure was created. Ornaments were used by both men and women. They were using some common ornaments that we have to see: necklace, finger rings, bangles, armlets, anklets, nose ring, fan-shaped headdress, and earrings. They were made of gold, silver, precious stones, and ivory. You can see in the page number 13. Toys and amusement. They were using various types of toys, as per we have just seen. The sculptures of animals was just made for the children. People played games and had many other forms of entertainment. They were playing games. They played dice and went on hunting and fishing expeditions. The main musical instruments were the drum and the lyre. Toys of birds, animals, figurines, cards, and whistles were also made for the children. Now we have to see how Harappan civilization might be declined. The Harappan civilization declined sometime around 1800 BC. Some of the likely causes for the decline of the following means some archaeologists are saying that Harappan civilization might be declined in around 1800 BC. Some of the reasons are mentioned here. Some of the causes are whatever historians or the archaeologists thinking that are mentioned here. First one is floods and earthquake. Some scholars are thinking that Mohenjo-daro maybe declined by the flood. They have inferred this form of fact that houses and streets of Mohenjo-daro were found covered silty clay. Because just why they are saying like that, because they found the silty clay after the excavation by the flood waters, which had submerged the streets and houses. Means that silty clay which is just which is spreaded on the houses and streets submerged, that maybe it happened just because of the flood. People of Mohenjo-daro again built up houses and streets on the top of debris of the previous buildings, and afterwards that might happen. The people of Harappa might be made houses and streets on top of the debris which was previously built. After the floods had receded, but a time came when the impoverished Harappans at Mohenjo-daro could not take it anymore and simply abandoned the settlement. But that flood may be that much heavy, so they could not make it easily, and they also declined. According to the famous hydrologist R.L. Riggs, he is saying that such flooding could not be a result of normal flooding in the river Indus. What? It is not a normal flood. Earthquake might have also raised the level of the flood plains of the Indus River. As per some years ago, means near about 5 to 6 years ago, what happened? The flood earthquake was happened in Japan. By that everything was destroyed. So R.L. Riggs also saying that that type of flood maybe happened in Harappa. So that destroyed everything. This uplift of the plain of the urban Indus blocked the passage of the river to the sea, and the rising water levels of the river led the inundation of the hinterland of Mohenjo-daro. So that was their thinking. That might be happen. The water of river and that was just merged with sea, and that earthquake should happen, which can called as like tsunami. Then second cause is increased aridity. According to renowned historians D.P. Agarwal and Sood, they are saying like that Harappan civilization declined because of increasing aridity in the area. Aridity means we can just see global warming, and the drying of the river Ghagar, means that river Ghagar, Satluj, Yamuna, used to tributaries of the river Ghagar, and because of some tectonic disturbances, they are saying that might be happen just because of the aridity raised in Harappan civilization. So the river Ghagar should dried up. Same way that was happened with river Yamuna and Satluj also. The change left the Ghagar waterless, and Ghagar became waterless because the water shifted towards the east to join Ganges. Means Satluj and Yamuna river just carried that water towards the Ganges, and Ghagar river became waterless. The ecological disturbance caused by the increased aridity and shift the drainage pattern led to the decline of Harappan civilization. That might be the reason for decline of Harappan civilization. Now the deforestation is the third cause. Since Indus Valley civilization was the Bronze Age culture, enormous quantities of wood was needed to produce bronze, because bronze is a process of melting the metal, making alloy. For that purpose, they should have to burn the metal. They should have to melt the metal. For that, they should have to heat, and for making it heated, they should use the wood, and for that they cut various types of trees. So that became the deforestation. Wood was also needed to produce jewelry, to bake bricks, pottery, stoneware, and make boards and furniture. This could have led to deforestation, leading to climatic change in the region. That was the reason of deforestation, because for various reasons they were cutting the trees. Now attack. Some historians like Mortimer Wheeler just believe that the Aryans destroyed the Indus settlements because Aryans just came from the Central Asia, and they might be attacked on Harappan civilization. They defeated whom? The Harappan peoples. Mortimer Wheeler believed that in the last phase of Mohenjo-daro, men, women and children were massacred in the streets and houses, as is evident from the skeletons of 13 males and females and one child found lying in a room. Why he is saying like that? Because he found that figurines of that 13 males and females and one child lying in a room, as they were there. kept there. Now we have to see what type of heritage we got by the Harappan. The decline of the physical aspects of the Harappan civilization did not lead to the total disappearance of all traits of this civilization. Means only physically it is destroyed, but whatever lessons they taught us that are really helpful for us. Many of its features were found in the later cultural development. Various types of features we are seeing, for example, the culture, their skill of making figurines, their skill of making potteries, their skill of making jewelries, their skill of making alloys, their skill of making bricks, that we are seeing, that we can see, that is used by the people of modern world. The Harappan way of making baked pottery, brick, beads, jewelry, textiles, that is adopted by the later civilizations. They just copied the skill of Harappans. One of the most remarkable achievements of Harappan people was the cultivation of cotton. Then we can see another heritage of cultivation of cotton, which was adopted by the Egyptians after several centuries. Then cultivation of cottons was also adopted by the Egyptians. In the religious sphere, the worship of Pashupati Shiva, the female deity of Mother Goddess, sacred trees, animals, serpents, religious symbols, etc., which were prevalent during the Harappan period. Some of them have continued of this day. We can see that nowadays also people are worshipping to serpent, Mother Goddess like Earth, Pashupati Shiva also, various types of animals also. Some of the religious symbols are there which are worshipped by the people nowadays. That type of heritage we got here. So in short, we can just say that it was the greatest civilization of that time, which was really cultured, rich and prosperous. In next period, we will start new lesson, that is the Vedic period.